What's up, party people? This is Leroy. That's Michael. This is a Nerdy by Nature Productions, the We Trying channel.
Hmm.
This is a tape segment because I don't know where I'll be at this time in the future, so we wanted to tape this to get this out of the way. So, as I say this is Saturday, taping
Uh-huh.
this, we're going to talk about the Game Awards. Bam, 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 bam. Michael, what'd you think?
Thought it was the best thing ever since sliced bread, and Jeff Keighley's the new Mecha Jesus God, and he made everything better, and the world is full of rainbows and unicorns, and we're all loving
That's going to wrap this up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit
it.
that bell for notifications.
No,
Michael just said it.
I thought it was very good. I think we've talked about this in years past that the
We have.
Game Awards is yeah we always we talk about the Game Awards usually once they wrap up usually yeah it's always an evolving thing. Started
Mhm.
with the Spike Awards that were
Ooh, taking us back,
rough,
old man.
were real rough. But then he started the Game Awards 2014. Now we're
Mhm.
2024, and I think every year they get better and better. There's still stuff that can be improved upon, but I think this year had a little bit of everything. And it's kind of funny because as much as he improves, a lot of times the Game Awards can kind of also come down to what big trailers were announced. And I think this year was just a confluence of everything coming together at the right time to give him some big trailers. Because
So
next
here's
year it could
good.
I think next year maybe it's even tighter, but maybe people don't think of it as being better because the trailers didn't hit as well. So I think a lot of just things kind of lucked out to be like, oh, here's a cool trailer, here's a cool trailer, here's a cool trailer. So I enjoyed it.
So here's the thing. I want to get to that part later about what can be improved. Improved. I liked it, but here's the thing. I didn't watch it live. So we talked
Hmm.
about this. I had to work, um, and then no day, and then I went and saw Trans Siberian Orchestra. Took the wife to go see that, and so I came home. So I got like little alerts throughout the night while
Hmm.
I was there. And then I came home and tried to watch a little bit of it. And I got to maybe 30, 40 minutes. And I was like, I'm tired. I'll watch the rest of it. So I'd really taken 2 or 3 days to watch all of it because I really wanted to soak in. And I did enjoy it. I remember texting you and a friend of the show, Avery. And I was like, I'm really liking this. And you were like, the member berries. And I was like, is this the best one yet? And as I absorbed everything, I did like it. However, I don't think it needs to be 4 hours.
Sure.
But I do have some ideas of where they can cut stuff. And I do have some ideas of how to make it better. But overall, I did like it. But this is the one thing, and I want to ask you about this. This is video games' big night,
Hmm.
awards wise. There's the BAFTAs, there's this, there's another.
Dice.
Yes, thank you. Um, so I compare this to like award season when it comes to television shows and movies. Golden Globes, Spirit Awards, the Oscars. I think the video game awards could learn something from the Oscars, and the Oscars could learn something from the game awards. I think the Oscars should lean in to major movie studios saying we're going to release our next big movie during the Oscars. In other words, a trailer. So like if you have a Marvel movie, instead of waiting for that sporting event like ABC does because they're owned by Disney, drop that shit during the Oscars.
Hmm.
So that's something that the Game Awards does. Now for the Game Awards, I think you should clip and not show us shovelware. That cat game, get that shit out of here. Like how much money did they pay to play that goddamn cat trailer? Don't get me wrong. I thought it
Hundreds
was
of
interesting.
thousands of dollars, probably.
Unless you're dropping millions of dollars, get that shit out of here. Because here's the problem that Jeff Keighley has to make every trailer seem like that's the best thing ever. And we both know, me and Jeff, as we text each other,
Hmm.
that's not the greatest thing ever, Jeff. You know it, I know it. The cat trailer knows it. So
But he
I
didn't.
think
He didn't say anything. He didn't.
No, he
introducing that
does.
trailer.
He doesn't, and this is the problem that I guess where I'm coming at is because Jeff is the face of the Game Awards, we're naturally going to blame him if some
Mhm.
bullshit happens in this award show. That's just how it happens. Perfect example. People are mad at Jeff Keighley because Elden Ring DLC was nominated as Game of the Year. Now, we already know that there's a whole nother committee that nominates these games, but who's going to get the backlash for that being Game of the Year? A DLC being Game of the Year. It's going to be Jeff. So
Mhm.
I do believe it could be tightened up. I do agree with you that a lot of the trailers hit, but I do
I have a
believe it.
question for you then.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, let finish your thought. Well,
I do believe it does not need to be 4 hours. Although I did love Sydney at the beginning giving some awards out and mixed throughout the show. I do think that's something that the Oscars could learn from as well.
so I think one of the issues with it being so long is that some of that stuff is stuff that's paying for the actual show.
Yes, agreed.
So I don't know what the answer is, but how do you cut that stuff out with still generating revenue to pay for the show?
Other advertisements.
What
And
would you want to
so
see?
give me some peripherals. Get Sony to pay for more stuff. In other words, get some of your big name people to pay more. In other words, shorter ad breaks, pay more. And so I do believe you can do that. I do believe get Nvidia to pony up some money for their new graphics card. Get Turtle Beach. What's the is it
The
Turtle?
the Turtle Beach, yeah.
Yeah. Get some of these other and then honestly give some other companies an opportunity. So I guess what I'm saying is you got to tighten it up. You got to figure out a way to get that window smaller. And same thing with the Oscars because I think the Oscars is too long. But I did like this year, and I don't know if it's because of the trailers or is it because it just seemed more polished. Like I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on everything, but I don't want to just say it was the trailers because I was watching quite a few, or not. I was watching a few reactions, IGN, a couple of people, and all they could talk about was the trailers. And I'm like, the Game Awards were more than the trailers. The musical performances were amazing. You texted me that Harrison Ford was there. Spoiler
Hmm.
alert. Like that's a big deal, you
Hmm.
know? Like to focus just on the commercials for the Game Awards to me doesn't put into the set design was beautiful. Like I'm watching the Game Awards and I'm thinking, how did they fucking coordinate all those lights? How did they get the orchestra? Like Flute Man was back. Like don't just distill the Game Awards just to the new shiny thing.
Okay. So then what to you stood out as like, oh, this was the best trailer that you saw? Or are you still thinking about it?
I don't have a best trailer
Okay.
because the trailers were good. I'm not knocking that. To me, the show itself was good. And I think that's what really got me. Like that's what I'm saying. I like the trailers. I enjoyed, but here's the thing. Most of the trailers, because I watched it differently than you guys did, a lot of stuff I don't want to say got spoiled for me trailer wise because as I go to the Game Awards, they already have the trailers online. Here's this trailer, this trailer. So I'm watching for the actual show now. And those musical performances, I've been playing that little remember Wasteland, Remember Me, and then 21 Pilots, The Line.
Hmm.
I've been watching that like pretty much every day.
Okay.
So like Snoop Dogg's performance, like I've really enjoyed the actual show.
Okay. Okay. I mean, watching it live and the overall experience, I thought the show was very well done. But for me, I think the thing that stood out probably was that Witcher 4 trailer really got me. The fact that we're gonna go follow Ciri's journey now, and there's that one line. It's like the one saga is kind of ended. We're starting a new saga. We
Mhm.
know Geralt's still alive.
Mhm.
Geralt's probably going to be in Witcher 4 in some way or fashion. But the fact that we're kind of going with Ciri Trine, I think is going to be awesome.
Oh,
Uh,
I
yeah,
didn't know that as I was getting onto this platform and talking with you that you were going to be a beta male and actually be enjoying playing a game that has a woman. I thought you were an alpha male, and I thought
nope,
we were all alpha males, and we did not condone these games going woke. Naughty
nah,
Dog and Sucker Punch, and but that it's fun. Like I'm of course I'm being facetious and I'm being sarcastic. I was shocked by how much talk that got. Like when I watched the Witcher 4 trailer, I was like, of course Ciri's going to be like continue on. That's his daughter, so to speak. Like that's his successor. If you played the games, watched the fucking TV show, or read the books, that's the natural progression. And then you see all these people online like The Witcher went woke, and I'm like, oh, you're not a real fan.
yeah,
You all of this material that's out there, all this content, you did not pay attention to any of it. You're just you're just a neckbeard keyboard warrior spouting nonsense. So I will admit I was very intrigued by that. However, that was not the trailer that got me.
okay, interesting. Um,
There
was
were
it
two
Naughty
that
Dog?
got me.
Was it
Huh?
Naughty Dog? Was it
Naughty
Intergalactic?
Dog, Naughty Dog, and Onimusha.
So were you a big Onimusha fan?
I was a big Onimusha fan, and I was like, when I saw that, I was
Mhm.
like, yo, we
So
I was
did you know right away when you saw like the red orbs, or were you like,
yes.
"What is this?" Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. Again, spoilers. As I logged in, I saw talk of an Onimusha trailer. So I was probably already incepted that. So when I saw the souls or whatever, and then I was like, because Katie was sitting on the couch watching it with me. I was like,
Mhm.
that looks familiar. And then I was like, oh, he's back.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah,
that
I think it
motherfucker's
looks
back.
cool.
Chopped
Um,
them, chopped them bitches up.
I played a demo of one of the Onimusha games on a demo disc one time, and I enjoyed it, but I never actually played any of the games. So this is kind of, or not. I never completed any of the games. I kind of like the idea of, oh, maybe I'll go back and play one. How many are there? Four, three?
Three main and one weird one.
Okay.
I want to say there's four. Son, them
I'm
trailers
sure
are
Jean
amazing.
Renault is in one of them.
Nobunaga is in one.
Okay. But I was
I
like,
have to
oh,
think.
Jean Renault, they got his character actor in here for
Yeah,
that.
Nobunaga's in one of them. He's a demon, and oh god. Anyway, like that one in Intergalactic. I was really. I understand why they're not calling it Intergalactic, and they're calling it Intergalactic Heretic Project or whatever.
Uh huh.
Um, I was
I want to know what the gameplay of that is. I don't know what happens. I just know at the end she has a
third
cool
person. It's not even.
sword.
It's third person. It's guns and sword.
She has a gun.
Because
Okay.
if you look on her hip, she has a gun, and there's a gun in the trailer. I'm pointing because the TV's on, and as we're talking, some of the trailers are playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's Naughty Dog. They're experts on third person. I want to say they do a very good job with third person and shooting, but I also think that they're going to add a melee component to this. So for all you, I don't even know what you call them. I'm trying to think of a witty derogatory name for people who get online and complain about stuff being woke. And
So
I
are people doing that with the Naughty Dog game? Because I
yes,
mean, Last of Us Part Two, your female protagonist and antagonist. So
here's the thing, son. When I went to go type in Intergalactic to watch the trailer again after watching the Video Game Awards, all these channels started showing up of like and I'm like channels I'd never heard of. And I'm like, why is the algorithm pushing this to me knowing I don't
Mhm.
watch this stuff? So I'm like literally going on YouTube, like, not interested, not interested, trying to like just to get to the trailer. But I'm telling you, there was a lot of that. Like, what is Naughty Dog doing?
Mhm.
Why are they not? And I'm like, are you insane?
Hmm.
Naughty Dog is one of the greatest video game companies we have right now. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and enjoy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Dude,
Um,
I'm not joking. Like, again, it's one of those things that just. Here's the thing: there's a lot of conversation that is natural. Like some people are a little weirded out. I can understand that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand. Oh, you're a little shocked. Everything isn't for you.
mhm.
But you also have to remember there is a component online whose only job it is to cause division
Oh,
and
sure.
mischief, whether that's bots, whether that's people who are monetizing hate, monetizing division. There's that component of it.
Mhm.
So I think we have to be careful about not giving them a platform and space, but also acknowledging that they exist.
Sure.
So,
Um,
but those were the two trailers that really got me because those two franchises, like I'm watching Intergalactic trailer right now, and like the anime that was in there, like people have broken down the comparisons between Akira and Cowboy Bebop,
mhm.
and I'm just I'm all for this. Like I don't see this coming out anytime soon.
Oh, no.
2026 at the earliest. But I'm definitely like this is a day one purchase for me.
Okay.
And you know how I feel about my money.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what do you think? What do you think about the process where some awards get the full treatment and are on stage, where some are just kind of, and the winner is boom, Jeff just says the winner and they move on.
I like it. I do like some of it. I do like now I will say this. I do think content creator, you should be allowed to get on stage. Like
Mhm.
you don't just hit like I do believe some of these people should get some of like indie game. I do believe so. Like looking at the awards, uh, best esports athlete, let them talk. Content creator of the year, um, best esports team. Some of these awards, people who like you can give it to a person or a team, let them get up there. Innovation in access, like certain things, let them get up there. Some of them, I'm like, I understand why you like because you got to keep it moving.
Mhm.
Um, I will say I was really surprised that Yosef was back.
Oh, you talking about Joseph? Joseph
Yeah,
Harris?
yeah. I was
Why?
because that is a loose cannon.
I mean, he's
And if you, hold, hold
after
up,
the first time,
time
he,
out.
yeah.
And if you've watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know Charlie Day's the wild card, and you don't give the wild card the microphone. However, he did a very good job selling that game, and I was like, oh, I would buy this shit day one. Like this game, like that game. I didn't get it at first when I saw like the clip, and I was like, okay. But then once he explained what's going on, I was like, this is pushing some boundaries that I was really interested in.
So, did you play his game of the year? It
No, I
takes
did
two.
not.
Okay,
Mm-mm,
I was just
did
curious.
not.
Yeah, I think his whole studio was a Hazelight Studio. I think
Mhm.
they do a good job of doing those companion cooperative games. Whether it was It Takes Two or Brothers or what was it, A Way Out? I think they
No
do a
way.
good
Is it
job.
no way out?
I think it's just A Way Out.
Uh, yeah, you know what? You're right. I think it is a way out.
Um,
I
but
mean, it
yeah,
takes two.
I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Just kind of fact he busts on the scene with the fuck the Oscars thing, and every year he just has a passion for video games, which I think is interesting. I think one thing that was interesting that didn't happen is we didn't get a trailer for Death Stranding 2.
Yep.
And Kojima was there. I mean, Kojima, that's his boy.
You know what? I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm cool with that only because I love the mystery. So I'm okay with that. As much as I want to know more about Death Stranding 2,
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy it when it comes out. I'm a sucker. I'm a Kojima fan. I can admit I'm a stan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So next year, what would you want to see?
Tighter show,
Uh-huh.
less game trailers.
Less game trailers?
Less game trailers.
Huh.
I'd like to see less game trailers, more show.
What does that mean though? More show? Because like the show is the game trailers. What do you mean more show?
No. See, that's where I disagree. This is an award show, right? And I understand the game trailers are a part of it. I want to see more vignettes from developers about like how they made the game. So here's the thing: what I would like to see. I'd like to see of your top 5 game of the year or 6. Hold on, wait.
6 or 5?
5. So I want to see like little vignettes of about like a 2 or 3 minute trailer throughout the night leading up to the game of the year, kind of like what the Oscars do with.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the behind the scenes, like, because here's the thing: I think the Game Awards is a very good platform for selling you the next thing. I think they still need to take more time in selling you the thing that's about to win this award. So I would like to see more of that. I'd like to see more Todd Howard talking about, like, as you like pick an award, like 2 or 3 awards where you get like a minute of the team talking about this game or this property. And throughout the night you lead up to that thing. So when Sydney in the beginning, that pre-show, she's playing those little trailers or those little vignettes for like maybe best narrative or best esports athlete. Like throughout the night, introduce us to these people, because these people are part of the community. So I think because Jeff Keighley is the face and I'm using him as the vehicle, you have a responsibility to build the community, to not just make it a commercial. So I think in that opportunity, remember that year we watched and we saw and we started talking about accessibility, and Microsoft had those little vignettes about accessibility and game and innovation. I want to see more of that. That's what I want to see in next year's show.
What'd you think of the guy who got the Game Changer Award?
Loved it. Thank you. That's what I want to see more of. That, like, how he was talking about, like, that's what I want to see more of. For me as an older gamer, I want to see how is gaming evolving going forward. I may not like Fortnite. In other words, that may not be for me, but explain to my generation, connect those 2 generations, why Fortnite's so important. Build that bridge for those of us who started with a ColecoVision.
Sir, it sounds like you want a news program on video games.
I don't want a news program on video games, but I would like to see 1 or 2 minute packages produced. People who know what they're doing. Not from Tegna, but little things peppered throughout the show. Hell, give me a fucking minute video of Elmo interviewing goddamn game developers. Like, have fun with this. Like,
you talk about
You had Waldorf and Statler up in there, like have Waldorf and Statler like just trashing games for like a minute,
Mhm.
like talking about how this game sucks. Like do a little bit of that. Get Conan O'Brien at the award show. He should literally Conan O'Brien should be a staple of the Game Awards.
Is there any concern that like them trashing games would make people not want to be a part of the thing?
I'm not saying trashing like you're doing a roast of Tom Brady. I'm saying like light ribbing, kind of like what Waldorf and Statler did with Jeff Keighley.
Mhm.
Like just light ribbing. Like I think Todd Howard could take a little bit of light ribbing about Starfield or something like that, or like Fallout. Like do like a little 2 minute interview of Walter and Statler, like talking about how great Fallout is, and like is the new DLC for Starfield going to live up to, like do a little bit of that, and like talk about how Starfield is not as good as No Man's Sky. I guess what I'm saying is this is the opportunity. This is gaming's big night, kind of like the Oscars. Have some fun with it. And I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I don't want this. Is probably we're 26 minutes in and we haven't even talked about the awards itself. But I enjoyed this show. You asked me what's coming up next year. This is some of the things I would like to see. Some of the things I'd like to see produced, because I do like the format. Like musically, no notes,
Mhm.
fucking killed it. Like I still go back and watch other performances when Sting was on. Was it 2 years back?
I can't remember, but yeah, I remember he was
Yeah,
there.
like you guys had fucking Sting. Like you had Snoop Dogg. Like musically, no notes. Um, I I just want to see where this can go because I love gaming so much. Um, Jeff did a good job. So, uh, so let's start with the awards. How did we do? Do you remember from
Oh
what we picked?
God, no.
I thought you wrote
No.
them down.
I did, and I deleted those notes out of my phone.
Mm.
So
Uh,
yeah, I'm gonna say I won because
Sound
I
like a News
probably
19
did.
reporter.
Yeah, I won because I did. Um,
Street Squad.
I am. I'm trying to think of as I watched it. There was nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that won. Uh, I think there. I didn't feel like there were any shocking things to have won to
No.
me. Um,
There were a
I
couple of
think.
things that we did predict that because I did say best at adaptation. I wanted Arcane to win, but I told you Fallout was going to win. Like
Mhm.
I knew that was just going to happen. Um, the best family game, I did like that.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think Astrobot winning is awesome. I think the past two
ooh,
years have been very awesome for best game of the year. Last year with Baldur's Gate 3 and this year with Astrobot, because it kind of sets a precedent for what can be done in the game industry. There are all these other big games, and last year Baldur's Gate 3 winning was like, oh yeah, this hardcore Dungeons and Dragons style RPG won over some more flashier stuff. That's what people wanted. What's up?
I was looking for it, but I can't find it. And so, what do you? Here's my question: how do you combat the Sony bought that award? Like I like
I
because
feel
again,
like you might be hanging out and more. You need to get out of this, out of these the doldrums, man. Get out of these slums.
no. I guess what I'm saying is, how do you combat some of this negativity in gaming in the sense of you're never going to have a consistency in video games or any award show,
Yeah,
but there is that contingent of gaming where these award shows Sony bought this award. In other words, personally, I love that Astrobot won Game of the Year. I personally love that Astrobot. It was even nominated, it was even made because Nintendo has locked up this family oriented gaming, these platformers. And for Sony to take that leap, I think shows initiative. Also, they're building a new generation of gamers who are playing this game
yeah,
because that's how we all got into gaming, these platformers, whether it's Sonic for people who know what gaming really is, or the lesser boys who played Super Mario, you know, Mm, I think platform, those games are fun, unadulterated fun. And I think,
The when the director got up there, he talked about the fact that he remembers playing Super Mario and what it meant to him, and he's happy that he can kind of continue that legacy.
yeah,
Uh, and he kind of took the industry to task in terms of let people make what they want to make, and let them be creative and not try to hit these certain deadlines and benchmarks.
I
And
agree.
I think that was a great speech. That was
I
awesome.
agree.
That was allowed to go on.
I agree. I,
Um,
I would love to see more of that. And I would love to see more games that, like, don't get me wrong. You know me. I'm a Last of Us fan. Like, I love shooting people in the face, but get some fun in there. Like, I bought Alan Wake 2 and I was playing it. I love the game mechanics and stuff, but I like for a while, I had to stop playing it
mhm,
because I was like, God damn, this is dark as shit. And I was like, I need some joy in my life.
mhm.
Like when I'm turning on the news to be like to get away from my video game.
Oh yeah, that's a
See what I'm
lot.
saying? Like so, I really enjoyed Astrobot. Um, was there any game that you thought should have won a category that didn't win?
No,
Okay.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. As I watch, like, okay, this makes sense to me. And the ones that I didn't know, I'm like I couldn't tell you about content creator or sports team or event. I don't really know those that well, so I'm kind of like whatever. Everything that won made sense to me.
But here's the thing. That's why I want to see more of those people. I want to see little things peppered throughout the show of here's a content creator. Here are the top 5 content creators of the year. Whatever. Show me a little bit of their and I don't know if you do what's the black kid that was a furry that won that year we were talking about him?
Sonic Fox.
Yes. Like I don't know if you go 5 minutes into like each one, but like introduce people to who these people are for those who don't know who they are.
Well, if you give everybody 5 minutes, doesn't that add to your show that you want to be shorter?
That's not I said don't give them 5 minutes. I'm saying like a minute of like, hi, I'm so and so, and this is why I am a content creator. Like this is how I got into gaming. Introduce kind of like when you do people who win best actor. You show their clips of the movies that they were in or this movie, why they are nominated. Um, Hell, so I remember the Oscars doing like why they took a role. You know,
Hmm.
I'd like to see more of that. So I'm looking. So best adaptation: Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft. Did now I will say this: I do want to see Like a Dragon, Yakuza. Was there anything that one that made you say, "Huh, I'm interested in this game. I'm more interested in this game because you won this award." Was there any
This
of
year was interesting because I kind of kept up with a lot of the games this year more so than other years. So none of them were like complete surprises to me. I kind of knew pretty much all of them. Um, I may not have played them, but at least I knew of them. So when they won, I'm like, ooh, I need to check this out. It's just like, okay, this is more. I don't know if it was confirmation bias of something me checking me out, but like
that?
something like Balatro. I have not played Balatro yet, but I've seen it played and I knew of it. So I'm happy that it won some awards, and I do kind of want to pick it up. Um,
What
may
platform?
uh, uh, maybe Switch.
Okay.
Just
There's
something
no
to
wrong
play.
answer. I just want to know how you plan to play it.
Yeah, maybe Switch because I would maybe want it on the go or something like that. Uh, I don't maybe even phone. I don't know, but it's I don't do a lot of gaming on my phone just because
Okay.
the real estate is so small. But yeah, Balatro was a really interesting to me. Um, Helldivers getting some love was good to me as well. I like that.
Hell Divers is crossing over with Killzone.
It is, and
Son.
apparently the prices they had were too high, so now they cut them. You're gonna get some free stuff now because they were charging too much in the marketplace. But that's cool.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm just happy we're getting Killzone too. With some Killzone stuff. Cause like I will say this: I am not playing Helldivers. That made me almost just dive
Okay.
in. Like I love the idea of hell, and during the Game Awards, that guy who came out, that armor,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
well.
I liked his whole, and I think that guy is well known as maybe a voice actor or stuff. I don't know him, but I feel like he is. But his whole presentation was really good. I like that.
I so that's the kind of stuff I want to see more of. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to see. Like when Destiny was ending, I would have loved here. You know what I would love to see?
What's that?
You don't have to do a trailer for like the stuff that's coming out. I don't mind if you do. You know what would have been cool? Sony playing a thank you for their 30th anniversary trailer. Cut a
Hmm.
whole new video of thanking gamers for your 30 years.
Sure.
Like that's the kind of stuff I want to see. I would love to have seen Sony have like a moment during the show to say, "Hey, thank you," because let me tell you, when Team Ico got up there and that whatever that game is, you know, Okami, like a lot of that stuff, I would have loved Microsoft or somebody like, "Hey, thanks, man. We couldn't have done this shit without you." I have no problem with those kind of videos, with those kind of moments, or somebody getting up there and like that connection to the community.
So it's interesting that you say that because Sony showed up and showed some stuff off. We got some
Mhm.
stuff from Sony. We didn't really get a lot from Xbox. Well, we did get a trailer for Outer Worlds 2. But granted, that's going to be everywhere. We didn't really get a lot from Nintendo. Um, do you think
Go
do
ahead.
you think Jeff was not able to get the magic from Microsoft and Nintendo, or they were just like playing the stuff too close to the vest, or what? In
I
terms of
think
in terms of them
Nintendo,
showing stuff.
I think Nintendo is gearing up for Switch 2 world domination.
Sure.
Scorched Earth. You like right now you're seeing a couple of reports that Sony PlayStation Pros are selling very well. Microsoft is touting, which I did enjoy, their videos of everything's an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This
Hmm.
beer can's an Xbox. This, your Christmas tree's an Xbox. Like all of, I really enjoyed that. Um, I think Microsoft is trying to figure it out right now, whereas Nintendo is once again about to. I'm not gonna say it. You know what? Fuck it. Remember when Kevin Hart did that stand up? He was like, "Show 'em how big you are. Put it on the
Hmm.
table." That's Nintendo. Nintendo is about to show you use whatever body part anatomy you want to. When Nintendo drops that Switch 2
Hmm.
and these leaks, because right now you're getting a lot of leaks, getting a lot of unconfirmed information that's been dropping. When Nintendo drops that Switch 2, it is going to end up in your 11.
Okay.
You heard it here first, people. On the We Try channel, Leroy
Yeah.
Green said, Switch 2, Michael's 11. But no, for
Okay.
real, like, I think Nintendo, you have said this for years. Nintendo moves to their own moves at their own pace. They
Yeah.
zing where everybody's axe. So I don't have a problem with them not showing up. I do want Jeff to get them more involved. I don't know how they do that. Kidnap Reggie Fils-Aimé and tell him, and tell Nintendo we'll get him to say, you know, something. I don't know what. Like, I do want to see more of that inclusion, but I do also remember, by your insistence, Nintendo does whatever they want to do. So that's why I said it's incumbent upon Jeff. And I don't know if that's a sales team or if that's a PR. I mean, there's a bunch of PR people who won't have a job on January 17th. So there's some people out there that you know can get to help bolster the video game awards that can maybe make those connections so that you can get like honestly remind people that GameFly and GameStop still exists.
Is GameFly still a thing?
I think so. We have the internet. Let's look it up. Nope. Hold on. Wait. I typed some things wrong. Yep. Still up.
Okay, cool.
So I guess that's where that's where I'm coming from. So yes, I would like to see more from the Microsoft and Nintendo. Nintendo does their own thing. Microsoft, they're having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, what's the big thing that came out from Microsoft in the Video Game Awards outside of Outer Worlds? Huh?
I mean, they're touting Indiana Jones right now as their big thing. They're happy about Indiana Jones. That's getting rave reviews, and I'm enjoying it. So,
what did you not like?
probably the biggest thing, like thinking everybody else, is the length. It does go on a long time.
Because you watched it live, you watched it from beginning to the end. So, take me through your day watching this 4-hour show.
I took the day off completely. I did not go to work. I was just ready for this. I just watched it on my couch, put it on. Did I watch it through Twitch or YouTube? I don't remember. Just watched it on my couch on the big screen, and I enjoyed it. For me, the big thing is, I think the pacing, even though the show was long, I think the game reveals were paced well, so that I didn't feel like the lulls didn't seem as big as they have in the past. I could agree with you that getting into some of these stupid trailers would be awesome, but I also know those trailers are paying for this thing.
Yes,
like all those Hoyoverse trailers, those games are those gotcha trailer games. They're not for me, but I know they're probably spending $100,000 for each time they're airing.
Amen.
Because they're making the money in. So that's how Jeff is paying for it. What I don't know is because it's only
now.
It's only Jeff and Sydney that you see. So I guess I wonder what how big the behind the scenes staff is and what those people are getting paid. I guess you are paying for the entire orchestra. You got to pay for the Game Awards orchestra, and hopefully they're making good money because
you don't pay the Game Awards orchestra. Because here's the thing, what I'm learning now with my new job, the crew that sets that up, the lighting, the sound, the stage managers, all like, I agree with you, all of that costs. Now here's the question, and this is why I say maybe offset some of this. The Game Awards presented by. Because you're right, all of that stuff costs. How do you offset the cost? Making the show smaller and keep the same production value. Because as you talk about that, I love the production value. Like I was like watching it with Katie, like, did you see that? Did you see them? Like I literally was like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will say, that's why I said, like, I was impressed from the production standpoint. Like that, people don't realize, like, do you remember when they were like showing the trailers and like the pillars on the side had like would change and the set moved a little bit and like the different videos. To me, that stood out. Okay. And partially because I work in that arena. I want to see maybe more of that and maybe more than just Jeff and Sydney, if that makes sense. Like maybe again, I off the cuff, because Conan does the Clueless Gamer, and maybe have some videos of Conan.
Does he still do Clueless Gamer?
Yeah, he still does.
Okay.
Maybe do Clueless Gamer. Maybe I'm trying to figure out a way to like bridge these two worlds because Conan's a big name. He has a following. And I want to say that Conan actually enjoys gaming, if that makes sense. Like, do you remember when Al Pacino got out there and was like, not great? Like, it was great that Al Pacino was there, but it was like what he did out there wasn't that great. And he was like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swap out Al Pacino.
Clueless Gamer stuff.
Hmm?
I'm looking up Clueless Gamer stuff just to see.
Mm-hmm. What was the last thing they did?
Looks like Death Stranding Director's Cut came out 4 weeks ago.
So, like, get more people like that involved.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how much he costs. Will Ferrell's it would be a great get. Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, get people who thrive in this type of environment. That's what I would like to see. But I apologize, I interrupted you. Continue. You were talking about your day, like watching the Game Awards.
No, I mean that was. I feel like I said it all.
How do we capture? If Jeff called you right now, what are your things? Give me two things. If Jeff said he watches our channel, he's like, yo, how do I get more people in? What do I do?
How do you get more people in?
Because I got two. I want two from you.
If there is a way he could advertise in different markets aside from like video game spaces, like IGN's always going to tell you about the video game awards, Polygon, Giant Bomb, they're all going to tell you about that stuff. If you can go to if you can get a commercial in a sporting event like an NBA game or something, or a football game on a Sunday. Now, granted, super crazy expensive, but if you're getting money from these game awards with the money you're bringing in, you could probably afford one commercial or something, hopefully. But if you can get a spot like that, I feel like, oh, that's more people to watch because you already have that dedicated fan base, so they're going to show up no matter what. But I think doing an outside commercial like that would do something. And you tell me one and give me more time to think.
I'd like to see Jeff on more podcasts, more media outlets. And this is where I said, remember I was talking about it's just Jeff and Sydney. Get Jeff and Sydney on more things since those are the faces. What's old girl Alana Pierce?
Alana Pierce, yeah.
Like, reach out to some of those people. Like, oh, that felt good. Oh,
that, yeah.
Hey man, when you get old like me, things just happen. Anyway, girlfriend reviews. Like incorporate more of some of those people in your award show, because then those people help promote the show because they're on it. And then get some of those people who are your surrogates touting the video game awards. So like I'm not a big Joe Rogan fan. I'm not. But if I'm a PR person, get Jeff Keighley on fucking Joe Rogan.
Sure.
Get Jeff Keighley in front of Jason Kelsey. Like, get him on these podcasts that are exploding. I say this, I'm not a Joe Rogan fan. I'm not. That's just not my area. However, there's a bunch of people out there. Adam Conable, um, who did the Adam Ruins Everything. He has a podcast. He is a gamer. He's a oh, I hate that term. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I hate using that term. He plays video games. He had your boy, Jason Schreier.
Fryer. Mhm.
He had I watched. I sent it to you. He had him on his podcast talking about Activision Blizzard. That's somebody you should have Jeff hook up with. That's what I want to see more of going forward. I want to see when I told people about the Activision Blizzard deal and how much they sold for, people, I literally was like,
Mhm.
I blew people's minds because they had no idea a video game company went for that much.
Sure.
When I explained to people, it would take 6 Dallas Cowboys to sell for as much as the company that owns Call of Duty sells for. It looked like that was a paradigm shift for some people, for them to realize that this isn't just child's play. This is big budget. So for me, that the economy of video games, the I would love to see Jeff Keighley at a table where they talk about, or Neil Druckmann, Craig Mazin. I would love to see Jeff included in these conversations when Tyler Sheridan talks about like his writing and he talks about the different shows that he writes. Get Jeff in those circles, talking about the narrative of video games, talking about the structures that these video game companies, the writers' rooms, that these like that's what I want to
Well,
see.
would you want Jeff or would you want the game makers to talk about it?
Here's the thing: Jeff is that bridge. Jeff is that bridge from our world into that world. Kind of like we were. Do you remember how hard it was for us to get our old channel and
Mhm.
like getting traction in the newsroom?
Mhm.
That's Jeff. Jeff's job is not just, and I don't, I, again, I'm saying Jeff, he is just the embodiment of the entity that we want. That's Jeff's job. Jeff's job is to get into those rooms to sell the video game awards and video games to the mainstream so that they understand this is a narrative, this is a medium, and these stories are just as important as your Cohen brothers.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to see going forward. I want to see him in those rooms or his surrogates in those rooms. And how you get more surrogates is you reach out to people like, again, beating a dead horse, a Conan O'Brien, a Neil Druckmann, a Todd Howard. Get those people, Jonathan Nolan, get those people who work on some of these shows who talk about the video game of Fallout and explains this is how I built this world.
So all the people you've named, he has had in his game awards except for Conan. So I mean,
Yes.
he is making those strives. I would say.
So what I'm saying is, but here's the thing: he has them in our world. Get them in, get them doing the water carrying in the other worlds, in the other rooms. You see them? Does that make sense? Like inside the actor studio, get some of those voice actors in that room.
Mhm.
You were the one who told me, who impressed upon me, because again, I'm just happy we were at the party. You're like, no, voice actors are different than regular actors, and there is a art to this. You
Mhm.
were the one who brought up who's the Asian woman in Invincible, the mom,
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh. You were the one who was like, Stephen Yoon. You were like, J.K. Simmons. You were like, they're okay, but you were like, you can tell these are actors voicing lines
Mhm.
versus voice actors, a Troy Baker. That's what I want to see. I want to see Jeff pushing that narrative of saying these people deserve to be in these rooms just like these people.
Cool.
What's your second one?
There should be more community outreach in terms of educational programs about video games. I think like going to either places where games are developed and getting more of those people talking about games, or
Mhm.
starting with like more like STEM type or STEAM, no STEM,
Sim.
STEM type programs, uh, and getting showing them off. They kind of did that, or they kind of awarded somebody who's doing STEM programs a couple years ago, and whatever it was, the Facebook Change Award or
I
whatever
remember that.
their
Yeah.
award was. But more of that stuff, I think that gets more people talking about your game show, your game award show, and that'll get things going. I think that increases your audience.
Epic's
They
they're up
kind of
in
did
North
something with,
Carolina.
say what?
Epic's up in the road in North Carolina. I mean,
Yeah, they kind of did that with, because the Game Awards always shows, oh, here's something that's happening today in Fortnite that you can come pick up. But if it did it the other way, where Fortnite's like, oh, we're going to be showing the Game Awards in whatever zone they're in or something, or there's a reason to play our game, and there it somehow lets you maybe have a fun emote that you can use on the Twitch chat when you're watching the Game Awards, something like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My second thing would be, have you seen anything about the Game Awards outside of your network? Like outside of you traffic in video games, television, podcasts, outside of your network of like the things that you normally do, have you ever seen the Game Awards in a place that you're like, huh,
No.
okay. I'd like to see, piggybacking a little bit off of what you just said, that educational aspect of the game of video games. I would kind of like to see someone explaining in an area that you would normally think video games are important, extolling this is why I game.
Hmm.
Kind of like, and I don't know if it's a marketing push. I have a stream of consciousness. Consciousness. Do you? There was an ad campaign. I'm trying to put it together because I'm just catching the hymn of the cape of Superman because that trailer
Hmm.
dropped. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out our channel where we react to the Superman trailer from James Gunn that dropped Thursday, December the 19th. There was an ad campaign where it was like you thought it was one thing, but it was something else. I kind of want that for gaming, where you're like, you think it's one thing, but it's something else.
Hmm.
Where this connection where you're storytelling and you think it's like, I heard a child.
I did
Um,
too.
Good job, microphone. Um, where seeing you're seeing Last of Us, right? You're seeing Last of Us. You're seeing Pedro Pascal, where you see the through line to the game. If that makes sense, you see Fallout, Arcane, and you're watching Arcane, and you see the trailer, and then maybe it like as the video breaks down to like the storyboards and then it builds back up to the storyboard of gaming, and you understand that symbiotic relationship that is these mediums are now telling the stories very well, I might add, on a different platform of these stories, but it all came from gaming. I would like to see a little bit of that. And I don't know who's responsible for that because I'm not going to put that at Jeff Keighley's feet. Um, and maybe it is a Todd Howard breaking down Fallout from its humble beginnings of a almost look like an RTS game, you know,
Hmm.
from its original Fallout to what it is now. I would love to see those little things. And maybe you have in the video game awards where you have like a minute trailer, you have a 2 minute piece where you have that, and then it's like go to www.fallout got made, where you see the history of this franchise, the history, and then you see all of the different components that went into this game. And maybe it builds back upon that whole idea you talked about when it comes to Steam or STEM, where you're like, you go to college for this, you learn this. This is why trigonometry is important. This is why geometry is important. This is why After Effect, like Unreal Engine. I'd like to see that part of it. And it may be the same shit that you just said, but that's what I would like to see because you don't get to be Todd Howard without understanding storytelling. You don't get to be Neil Druckmann without understanding how a story is made. But in order to get there, you have to have these prerequisites. And I would
Hmm.
like to see that through line where Neil Druckmann hooks up with Craig Mazin from Chernobyl, where you see that this relationship between arguably one of the greatest video games of all time ends up being an HBO Max show.
And so all this happens, and what is the end result of this again? This is to get more people into the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So where does this run?
Before the Game Awards.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. If you go on the Game Awards website right now, right? Go on the Game Awards website. All it has, if you click on, right, it has hold on, you gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. If you go on their website, you have news, you have winners, you have show stories, Game Awards, Amazon, Meet the like you have all of that stuff building up. But here's the thing: I follow them on YouTube. I'm subscribed to their channel. Where is that push on YouTube, Vimeo? Where is that push on traditional television of like drawing more people into gaming through these? Because we saw that there was an uptick in Fallout players from the Fallout show.
Hmm.
And I have seen more ads from Hulu, no, Peacock, pushing me on Captain America driving show, Stephanie Beatrix, um,
Twisted Metal.
Death Yankee. I've seen more commercials about Twisted Metal, the show, but I've seen no connection that Twisted Metal is actually a video game show.
Hmm.
That's where And that's something I'm dealing with right now at ETV, breaking down those silos of saying we have an education department, a radio department, a digital department, a production. When you have a show, connecting all of those departments to make content supporting this show.
Mhm.
Jeff Keighley has an award show. Who's your production department making these connections, going out and interviewing some of your original creators of Twisted Metal, Sweet Tooth, uh, Clarence, Stephanie Beatrix, and then saying, here's the connection between the show and gaming. And then running that and providing that content on Peacock. And then at the end of it, you're saying,
Mhm.
watch the Video Game Awards. If that, you see, in other words, where is that through line, that symbiotic relationship with all of these streaming platforms? Because here's the thing, we're getting a Twisted Metal season 2. I don't know how that works in getting those actors, but get somebody to come on to the Video Game Awards and say, there's a connection between this show and this video game.
But they did that last year. Remember, Anthony Mackie came on.
Do it again.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, they just had him come on. In other words, you need an ad campaign, and you need to start now.
Hmm.
You need to, in other words, you need to build that relationship so that that relationship continues. If that makes sense. In other words, I've seen Peacock make that push for the show. The show's over. Like the first season's over. I haven't seen anything from season 2, but I swear to you, I see that trailer once a week on Peacock. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you've got the time and the energy to keep showing that trailer, and maybe you do it as a comp. Hey, play this. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'd like to see, those little relationships. And that's where your PR, your marketing department works with these streaming platforms where these game shows are on. That's what I'd like to see going forward. I'd like to see those Video Game Award vignettes, trailers on these streaming platforms, because vice versa, if I'm playing my video there of advertising you to watch my Video Game Awards, I'm going to play your trailer during my 4-hour extravaganza.
Mhm.
That's where that money comes into. That's what I'm saying. It can be tighter, but you have to set that relationship up months in advance to get people used to, this is going to be a smaller show. And the reason why you're able to make it a smaller show is because you've got that lead up building into the Video Game Awards. So, like, perfect example, when's the first time you hear about the Video Game Awards? Just off the top of your head. How, like,
Probably during Summer Game Fest, usually.
CES is coming up, Jeff Keighley should be there, or some representative at the CES. That's when that should be starting. You literally should be starting as soon as 2025 starts. 2024 New Year's Eve, there should be an ad, like a Video Game Award trailer on YouTube, because it doesn't cost you anything to post it on YouTube. Like, this is 2024 Year of Gaming, Video Game Awards. Boom. 2025. Get with all of those people who cut trailers for the Video Game Awards. As soon as January 1st hits, 2025, this is the year in gaming. What's coming forward? That progression of always putting out content and always advancing gaming forward across multiple platforms. That's what I want to see going forward, which is what I don't see right now. And because both of us are always online and we're always invested in media. You literally work at a television station, one of the largest local conglomerates in Tegna. I work for South Carolina Educational Television. We're constantly online. There's no reason why we should not be seeing more from the Game Awards throughout the year.
Okay.
And with that
Wrap
being
it up.
said, like, comment, and subscribe. We've talked for about an hour. Michael, what got you through the week?
Playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think I've already put 90 hours into that game so far.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm really, really loving it.
Are you done? You
No,
just building up side quests so you can just eviscerate the final boss?
it seems like it. I'm really enjoying all the side quests and the missions and stuff. I did not plan to 100% the game, but it seems like I might do that. Um,
Buddy, you're there.
there's a card game in it called Queen's Blood, which I'm addicted to. Um, I got to collect all the cards, and I got to be the best card player. But I'm really loving Queen's Blood. But playing that a lot.
Hold on.
What's up?
One quick question. Are you one of those people who are upset about the changes in the game story wise that a lot of people were that I've been hearing about? Or you're just like, eh,
Well, again, remember, I was never the big Final Fantasy VII fan to
You're
begin
right.
with. So to me, like I recognize some of the changes. I don't care.
that's right. You did shit on the game originally. You did.
Yeah, I was like, I really did not care for Final Fantasy VII. I've come to enjoy it now, but at the time, it didn't hold
So
sway in my heart like that.
okay.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it, and I still, thankfully, I've been able to avoid the spoilers, so I have an idea of where the game ends, but I don't know if it's gonna like the ending of this game. I don't know if it's gonna be the same way it ended in the original game or not, whether or not certain characters continue or not. So I don't know.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, honestly, it's been that I really haven't watched anything. I am patiently waiting for the rookie to return for the new season in January. Let's go. Let's go LAPD. Let's solve some crimes in Los Angeles. Let's make it happen. Our favorite Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner himself from the
I
Superman
really
trailer.
forgot that shit was still on the air.
Oh yeah, buddy. I saw a trailer today talking about the new season coming out January 7th. Excited. I am slowly making my way through Arcane, the second season. I'm enjoying that. I've actually slowed down a lot in terms of watching stuff because I've had to do more at work because other people have been off, which has led to me not being able to do as much as I wanted to do other free time stuff. So hopefully when the start of the new year happens, I'll be able to pick back up stuff. But yeah, what about you?
Question. Will you be able to do a best of the year from
Sure.
what you've seen? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do want to do that video because I am interested in because we watch different things. So I am interested in your best of the year, what you've seen so far. For me, I have finished. What did I just finish? I can't remember. I started rewatching The Silo again because season 2 is out, and I honestly believe it is in Common's contract to wear turtlenecks.
Okay, cool.
I do believe remember when they were bands were like, we want green Skittles, and the only reason why they would put green Skittles in is because they wanted to make sure people are reading the contract. I think it's in his contract for turtlenecks. He's very good in the show. So I'm rewatching Silo. I haven't started Skeleton Crew yet. I'm doing Creature Commandos, watching a lot of TV because the world's on fire. World War III is about to happen eventually. Comics. Been reading a lot of those. Another thing, I had to stop playing Alan Wake 2 because it got
it
got a little dark. It got a lot dark. I was like, oh nope, nope.
Did you get to the music video part yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Ain't even got that far. I think I'm still in the first 10% of the game, and I was like, "Woo, this is, whoo, yeah." Where's the Bible at? Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to remember what show it was that I just finished. That I was like, okay. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of TV. Uh, again, Silo. I'm about to start Shogun. I'll finish that before the new year because there's nobody at work. Like my vacation starts Christmas Eve, and there is nobody at work. Like I've been getting a lot of paperwork done, a lot of stuff done for the new year because everybody else took vacation, so the whole station is shut down. So yeah, but guys, that'll do it for us. I'm Leroy. That's Michael. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit us up in the comments what you thought about the video game awards. Tell us what's got you through the week, and tell us what you're watching because I'm about to burn through a lot of television.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm about to burn. Like I'm gonna finish Silo, Shogun, and Slow Horses by the end of the new year.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're out. Peace.